Alrighty, I think we should be all set. Woo! Happy Friday, everyone! We are once again playing some Eternal. I've been having a really fun time with it. Cooled down a little bit recently since I've been getting back on ESA grind, and of course, holiday vacation ended. But last month I did actually hit Master. I don't know if you can see like old monthly draft rankings, but I totally did, I swear. I think despite not having played a game in draft yet this month, I'm still like ranked higher than everyone else here. Because it knows. Hello, hello. Which of course is not going to stop me from going 0-3. I still do that just plenty.
I don't know, it's gonna be a baller run, just like...
It's gonna be truly hilarious, just like the last one, yeah.
It's gonna be the good shit. Kill an enemy unit if it has one or less split instead. How weird.
Fascinating.
Eternal is definitely a card game.
Card gamers, card gamer.
Yeah, you kind of have to be more into like... We're not super into like Magic, but you kind of do need to be into like cards.
Yes. Yeah. Magic style collectible card games, basically. Of course, this wears its Magic influence on its sleeve. So yeah, They All Fall is really interesting because 3 is like a lot, but a kill spell like that is pretty fucking nutty.
Toxic Wisp can give something +1/+1 and deadly.
Yep. That definitely seems quite good. It is interesting, because it's like, of course, They All Fall is hard removal, which, you know, everybody loves. Toxic Wisp is definitely a pretty strong just power play. You put that on something big.
Good. It's pricey and double color, which is weird, but, like, it all seems like...
The 4 on a quick spell definitely makes it a lot worse. I think out of like things I'm considering are probably They All Fall, Toxic Wisp, and Hoof Stomp. Hoof Stomp is actually really good. It's because it's like basically the best like fire removal, like big thing fire removal thing that it has in the set, and because it has Overwhelm, you can also point it at a 1 health unit and do 4 damage to face if you want. I haven't played with They All Fall, obviously, so we could see if Shadow is open enough to make that work. Like, I would snap this up immediately if it was even 2, I think.
Oh yeah.
I think then it would basically just be Death Strike. All right.
Each hero gets +2/+.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Hero is strange. So Warrior Monk I'm gaining a bit more respect for, just because 6/5 is a really baller stat line, Overwhelm is really good, and like, Towering Terrazon costs 5 and has that stat line, and it's like been one of the best draft cards in basically every set that it's been in, so like, that for 1 more isn't as bad as I originally kind of saw it. Saddled Cerasor is really good, but it's a lot better if you already have, say, a Warrior Monk or some other big things with it.
Stormblast is pretty good.
I like Stormblast quite a lot, yes.
Cerasor is nice.
The unfortunate thing here is like most of the stuff that I'm really looking at is also 2 pips.
Yes.
And like we really, if we want to make They All Fall worth it, need to be able to like
Super Shadow.
Yeah, make Shadow our main color. It's also possible that, you know, we just wash our first pick. That does happen sometimes, and that is always the risk when you take something this big. I might take Warrior Monk here. Kind of see where we go from there.
For sure.
It should be noted, I'm very bad at Xenon.
What's a Arachnoid Terror?
Funny. I don't think he's good, but I think he's funny.
It has more attack than every other unit.
Yeah, so he's amazing until they put something with 4 attack down. Also, if you put something with 4 attack down, it goes quite bad for you.
That 3 cost is just a mill, which isn't good.
Tensky's kind of bad. Even with the Revenge, a 2-1 for 3 just feels so bleh.
World Pure is fine.
Starkissed Wings is probably the best card here. Hoof Stomp is also quite good. So like the fact that these two were passed to us is definitely something worth considering. Nomura is fine, perfectly okay. Not necessarily a power play. If our super good card was in time rather than that, I'd probably be lean towards her more. As is, I might do Hoof Stomp or Star-Kissed Wings. We're gonna make this draft a complete mess from the word go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Basically.
Wings, wings, wings.
Wings is Inscribe and also a win condition, which is like really, really good. We'll see if more Justice. It might just want us to go Rakano. Of course, Snow Peak Eagle is also quite good. God damn it. Second Wings is pretty good. I don't know exactly how good 2 pairs of them are, and I do worry that like there'll be no other Justice that we see, but it's still worth considering.
Yeah, there's a lot of fire.
Yeah, like I'm seeing fire looking pretty open. I'm seeing Primal also look fairly open, even if it's not something we've picked in our first several things.
Is the Jiren Yeti any good?
He's a decent unit. He's got Inscribe, so like he kind of can't be bad. And a 3-1 for 2 is perfectly fine for a stat line. You don't necessarily want to Inscribe him, but the nice thing about Inscribe is that it just, you know, if you don't have the influence yet, you can just play, it's not dead in your hand. I am kind of thinking that I might take Jiren Yeti.
Yep.
If only because fire looks a little more open than Justice
else,
at the moment. And like I'm a little bit hesitant to get into my 4th color in 4 picks.
I mean, fire
because
is,
Snow Peak Eagle is actually quite good. True, yes. Fire and Primal are the 2 we haven't picked yet. The real problem here is that these 2 suck, and this is basically filler.
Yeah, it's not
and
good.
Like so that means that our first 2 picks have both been pretty eh.
Jiren Yeti. Should we
So
go for
I
the
go
Yeti
for the
ladder?
Yeti, see if we can force Rakano. Find the Moment's a good sign. Warrior Monk showing up here is a decent sign for that. Raze is terrible. These 2 are okay. I probably take the Find the Moment here.
Yep.
I think that's the best card in this pack overall.
All right, the Justice is starting to come through. That's good to know. Bullseye is really good. It's basically Char that can also kill relics. I'm probably going to take that.
Yeah, the Bullseye seems good. Probably...
Surprise, we're playing Rakano. Like, honestly, Bullseye being left this late is a pretty good sign for us. I probably overpick Sansari for Firebrand, although I don't hate it. Lava Blood Rager is okay. This is actually really good if you get certain specific units. Such as the Miner's Canary. Like, if you can get a 4/4 flyer out of Realize Your Potential, it's quite good, but you definitely need, like, units that take advantage of it. Jeering Yeti is actually not the worst for it. It costs you 5 to get a 3/3, but it is still,
Firebrand's also becoming a 3/3 with Valor.
Yes, I don't hate Firebrand. I do feel like sometimes I overpick it. But I might still go for it, just because...
The potential?
I am sort of like, yeah, true. We will definitely be offering more of them.
We've already seen one before.
And we're like early enough in the draft that if I take this, it's not, you know, like, and I find units that are really good with it, I'm pretty okay with them. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Hello.
A little late.
Wow, that's such a good card.
I know, right? Cabal Embezzler is really, really good. Roosting Griffin is okay. Like, it'll finish the game because 5/4 flying is amazing. 7 cost is a lot, is sort of the only downside of Roosting Griffin. If he had Inscribe, he'd probably be one of the better cards in the entire set, but without it, it's like good but not incredible, where Cabal Embezzler is fantastic. basically, even if you just look at these two, like this one and costs 1 less and threatens to end the game, like both on the turn he comes out and presents a really good clock to your enemy after that.
Oh god, it's like, do we
I know.
Shadow?
Do I sort of just lean back in there, or do I decide that Shadow isn't happening? It's so weird when I get a draft like this, where it's like, Shadow has been basically shit most of the time, like, for most of these picks. Although I have a hard time drafting Shadow in this format, because I think a lot of the units in Shadow kind of are bad in general.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few really good ones, and then there's a lot of iffy ones. This is one of the really good ones. Roosting Griffin would basically be a commitment to justice, which, to be fair, we do have more than anything else. The only other problem, of course, is that this is 2 and this is 3, so
yes,
like...
you'd have to super commit to Shadow.
Shadow would have to be, like, the other pick. The thing that feels bad is if we do get a decent number of Shadow cards offered to us, it feels really bad to pass that up, even if we do end up going, like, Argenport as our colors. I might go Roosting Griffin because I think that this is the safest, and, like, it is a top end. Alright. Molten Feet's quite good. Warning Shot's pretty decent. Prize Fighter and Burden kind of suck. So the only thing about taking the unblockable guy is that he has 2 Shadow influence, so, like, I cannot splash him. And so, like, you know, given that this whole first pack has been pretty bad on Shadow, taking a good Shadow card over or a really good Shadow card over a decent Justice card, when I know for almost certain at this point that my deck is going to be Justice in some form, that's kind of the value judgment that I was making there. This pick is Molten Feet. I like Warning Shot, but
yep.
I also like Feet. Feet's good.
So I guess
God damn it! Eavesdrop is possibly the best Shadow common.
And if I discards 2 cards of choice from there, yeah, then you're Stealer Void, yeah.
Yes, the big thing about it is that, like, A, it has Inscribe, so you can always play it as power, and then B, if you have enough power, making the opponent throw away 2 of their cards is huge. That said, Breach the Defenses is really good.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Like this would have been, this basically would have been the payoff for me picking the other guy. But yeah, Breach the Defenses is Torch, but with 1 extra cost.
It's Fast Torch for an extra cost.
Yes, and it's old. I should say old Torch with 1 extra cost.
Yeah.
Is a better way to word that. So I don't feel bad about having that. Keep Your Distance sucks. I've said I like Warning Shot. Bogfeet is irrelevant. This one sucks. This unit sucks. Piercing Shot's pretty decent. Sky Crew is... I'm a bit lower on it than I have been.
Play another unit, and player plays a -2, -1 on it.
Yeah, like, it makes your units weaker.
So bad.
And yes, that is in fact Piercing Shot, which is probably what I'm taking here.
Sky Crew, yeah.
Yeah, like, in this format, it's like, yeah, your units cost 2 less, but getting a -2, -1 played on them is just...
Piercing Shot is so mean, and we're absolutely...
Oh yeah, you do in fact love to see Piercing Shot. Hello, buddy! Yeah.
Yeah, that lad, that Pillar of Amar is a jerk.
Pillar of Amar is fantastic.
We're definitely, I think.
Yes, definitely. I like that Finest Hour a lot. I like Bloodseer's Foot Soldier just fine. We've seen the work Inquisitive Alchemist does for us.
Flying Killer asshole.
Yeah, he seems a little scary, to be honest.
Oh god.
So I feel like it's Finest Hour, even though we are like ridiculously spell heavy at the moment. I might be overvaluing Finest Hour, but I do love it.
Nuts, but yeah, we've gotten 1 time.
I mean, again, 3. I talked about how like this is an amazing card, but the Shadow Influence makes it really hard to play. So do some Fine Hour.
Alright, maybe at some point we'll get units.
Nah,
Considering we have 3.
I do like
Ooh,
Seek Power.
Seek Power.
I don't really care about anything else here. Like I could do the Sky Crew, and I could do Dust Hoof Brawler, but I feel like there will probably be more of these later in the pack.
Alright.
Alright. Unpredictable Outlaw is fine.
Fall Short is pretty bad in this
Yes.
format, honestly.
Everything has skills, has battle skills. Out of my 4 units, this is the only one who doesn't currently.
Yeah, all spell deck is totally doable.
Yeah,
for sure.
it's easy. Oh, that's a
Militant,
sad miss,
yeah,
but I'm pretty happy with
no.
Valkyrie Militant. Pyro Elemental kind of sucks now. It used to be a lot better. Because it used to cost, I think it was 4 less if you've played either 1 or 2 spells in a turn. Costing 3 makes it just so much more awkward to play as opposed to 2. But Militant's perfectly fine. We definitely need to start putting units in the deck. Hell yeah! Being totally cut out.
Wow.
Love it.
Alright. Bad.
Alright. I don't feel bad about Mithril Mace.
Good lord. Wow.
Take a heavy axe. I don't know that Agile Strike is good, but I don't think I've gotten like cut this hard
Wow,
in a
yeah,
long time.
that was rough.
That's good though. That's gonna make it worth it.
Ooh, Guardian
I haven't
Angel.
even read all the text on that because I'm still removing cards from my deck, but
Give 100 units invulnerable to damage while you have Guardian
yeah,
Angel.
yeah, sure.
Wow.
Honestly, I didn't really care what the text said
Frown
beyond
Longsword?
5/5 flying endurance. It is unquestionably this pick.
Oh god, yes, absolutely.
I love this, would be happy enough to play this, would take one of these, but 6 cost 5/5 flying endurance, sure.
Make something else able
yeah,
to
and also
attack
make
in
something
every
else
turn.
invincible, why not? Alright, Wildfire Sensari is probably actually pretty good in this deck, because we have so many fast spells. I really want more little stuff, but that's not amazing. Power Bursts are fine, but I think Wildfire Sensari is probably where I want to be here. Kind of just fills out my top end pretty decently.
Definitely need to...
We'll find units eventually.
Units.
Blitzstone is really good.
Yeah.
Valkyrie Bodyguard
Bodyguard's
isn't
bad.
really, unfortunately. Like, it's decent as a wall, but... Oh yeah, our face cam's great.
It's a flush.
Our plush cam. Pretty happy with Stone, I think, over Magma Javelin. It is sort of a weird one, because you don't really have big removal, but I think if I want big removal, it'll probably be Hoof Stomp in the last pack. And Blitzstone, given the charge, is definitely nice. Righty, Core Scavenger kind of sucks, so does Helpful Doorbot, but we do have Realize Your Potential to turn it into a 3/3.
Woo!
That is a way to kill things. Probably what I end up going here. Because
Yeah,
at this point, I
that's a
really
big
just
thing,
need
yeah.
units that cost between 1 and 3. Which it's gonna mean I'm gonna take a Rebel Sharpshooter over a Torch, yes. I mean, granted, like, if we look at the 11 spells I'm holding, we have filled the hole with that Torch represents.
because we're gonna kill the awful.
Yes, and yeah. But yeah, like, we actually are doing pretty good for low cost removal. But we need units so badly. Pretty happy to see an Argenport soldier.
Yeah, no, pretty solid too. And then we're getting cut out again.
We got the shit that we wanted in the pack at least.
Yep.
I'll probably just mostly take time cards. Well, maybe not in this case.
Woo! Yeah, I guess we'll take that.
Militant's better than Rubbler.
Hey, Zoe.
I have taken this card, and unfortunately I was not able to play him.
Aww.
Which was really sad. That was such a sad one, because he is one of the better, like, cards in the format, basically.
Defendant Treasury is an awkward card.
Yeah, even cost is pretty awkward.
Because all stealth units are 3 and 5.
Correct, yeah.
Hey, Zo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, if we have room for a deep shadow splash.
It's like, I could take him, if only because Molten Feet's the only other card here. And like, we
Yes.
do have only, like, the 3-4 costs, and he would be an Inscribe. It would be pretty awkward, though. Like, the Seek Power sort of helps us do it, but the double shadow there makes it quite difficult.
Great. Yeah, the time for a deep shadow splash is 20 cards.
Like, it's a weird one because I don't, if I liked, you know, like if I felt decent about any card in our colors and like any unit in our colors here, I would probably just grab that instead. Given that it's like 2 shadow versus the 3/2 charge unit for 4, like, in terms of Inscribe, I've got 1, 2.
And the Skykiss with Darkest.
Yeah,
sorry.
Star-Kissed Wings.
I
We also have a
believe-
warning
warning
shot.
shot, yeah.
Or that's it. So like, our Inscribe is decent. It's so tough just because it's like, I don't know that I would miss this, but given the fact that I do only have 11 units, I might miss it. If I don't take it. Inscribe is power, yes. That's why I'm counting them. But you do still need 15 power in your deck. It's a weird thing. I also, like, don't have any Inscribe,
No.
shadow cards.
Yeah.
Like, Inscribe shadow cards are the things that could potentially help me play him. It's really, really tough. We already have
It's
the
a
Guardian
safer
Angel.
pick, yeah.
That's the biggest thing for me, I feel like. Alchemy Student's really good.
Nothing remains. Yeah, contract again. Yep. There's a little breach of defense as well, but we have plenty of spells.
Yeah, like at this point, I am just trying to make it so that I can. Tower Top Patrol definitely doesn't make it in this deck, and I'm gonna. Or sorry, the Monk doesn't make it in this deck. Tower Top Patrol is sort of like, if I literally can't make a pure Rakano deck, it has a chance. Curfew Patrol's really, really good.
Ooh, it sure is.
Now we're starting to get somewhere. This makes it easier to get Zoe, although honestly, given that it's double as well, I'm probably better off
Yeah,
there.
no, absolutely. I think we could like try and go pure Wakano here.
Yeah, definitely. Oni Forge Smith is nutso. Like, it's just basically a win condition.
Yep.
I do quite like Mithra Guardian, a lot more than I used to, but I think at this point, like, this makes it so that there's a chance we can cut Roosting Griffin and just run all this as our top end.
Yeah.
Depending on, you know, what things look like.
No, breach of defenses.
I think it's Searing Fist.
Ooh, Searing Fist is good.
Searing Fist is incredible. It is one of the better fire commons. Yes.
Insider. Ooh.
Yes.
Great and draw a Warhound. Very nice. I love me a Warhound.
Buck Wild.
It's one of the backbones of my weapons deck that I take in Gauntlet.
Yep. This card is nutso, and I'm so happy that we had one fall to us. That's kind of wild, actually.
Another Searing
This is
Fist.
the other Searing Fist. So we're at 16 units right now. Hello, Rindra's Choice. We definitely are hoping we find a few more units. That said, Prize Fighter, passing up a Searing Fist for a Prize Fighter just isn't happening. Hypnotic Elder is not where we want to be. Might just be another
Runesword
Searing
any good?
Fist. Rune Sword is fairly good because it has Inscribe. It's fairly big removal. That said, Searing Fist is the same size of removal for 2.
For 2. Yeah,
Rune Sword
that's
isn't
true.
Inscribe though, like, and that is, I am kind of considering it, if only to make the deck run a little smoother.
Do you already have 2 Searing Fists?
Yeah, I don't really know how every Searing Fist in the world fell to us at the end.
It's definitely do we just have 3 Searing Fists in
Well,
the deck?
it's an interesting question because like Rune Sword would make the deck play nicer. Just because, you know, being able to play it as depleted power is really good. Searing Fist is like it's one of the best cards in the format overall, at least at common format. It's an interesting question.
Yeah, it's like Fist is the better card, but for this deck, it's not
At this
the
point, it's like
question.
what's gonna make this deck run the
Okay,
best.
if we didn't have 2 already, it would be yes, absolutely Snap Pick, but that Inscribe is. I mean, we can still
Yeah,
take
what is our
the Searing
Inscribe
Fist.
count at this point? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We
think
do
it's the
have
6
a
there.
decent.
Yeah, like we're doing okay. Like that essentially means we'll be playing a 22 power deck because Seek is also a thing. Yeah, like by the time the 3rd Fist hits you, it's like, what are you gonna do? Fist is also actually a way to avoid the fact that my deck kind of sucks early game. So I think that's actually where I'm at right now. I'm gonna take this Mithril Guardian.
We are. Yeah.
Like I like him a lot more than I thought I would
He's
because
also
I always
really
thought a
good with
0-5
that
was bad.
Aegis, then give them the thing because he becomes a 5/5.
Yeah, actually,
with
realize your
eggs.
potential makes him stupid, doesn't it?
Yeah, 5/5 with eggs.
And he's already an Inscribe.
Yeah, Molten Feet, why not?
Air.
Oh, we gotta have Nautic Elder
Alrighty
anyway.
then. Well, then I'm glad I didn't take that one. Alright, this deck I think is quite good. It might not do everything, but it can absolutely remove anything that gets thrown at it, which is pretty funny. That definitely goes. In terms of our influence, like how aggressive do we have to be? I'm legitimately looking at that Seek power and being like, am I going to play that Seek power? Yeah, we do basically have to get doubles by like 4. Like he's early, and we'll want to get him out when we can, but he's still at 4 cost for the double, so it's not the worst thing in the world.
I feel like we definitely want to seek. We have a lot of double. The unit curve is looking nice.
The unit curve
would
turned out shockingly
Kill
decent.
one of our Molten Feet, or do we want
I am sort of like, if I was gonna remove a single unit for this deck, would it be Molten Feet?
or the Hypnotic Elder?
And the Hypnotic Elder is also a pretty decent one. Yeah, it's like, my top end is actually pretty nutty, and like, if you look at Roosting Griffin and Hypnotic Elder, and like, Roosting Griffin is a card where I'm like, yeah, it's decent. It'll end the game, but it costs a bit too much. Like, I think that the Molten Feet is better, especially when it comes to the Inscribe being when we draw it at the start of our hand, we play it turn 1 as power. Forge Wolf also absolutely sucks, and there's a chance we pull that out. That's probably the next card I pull if I take another unit out. All right. If I was gonna kill one attachment, it'd probably be Heavy Axe, but I also like, with Oni Forge Smith, it's potentially fairly good. We have 4 cuts to make at this point. Warning Shot might be one of them. Just because like we
have
it's essentially the
Seek.
Seek, like we kind of look at the Seek power and that, and it's like, I always feel weird when I am making my last few cuts and I cut an Inscribe, but like, yeah, like all 3 of those weapons that we have really like Forge Smith. Just Inscribe real quick. This is like the only good way for me to actually see how many Inscribes I have. Yeah, I think with 3 Molten Feet, I don't really feel bad about a Warning Shot at all. So we are
5 Inscribes.
We are totally fine on fire. We are okay on Justice. So like, there's a decent chance we end up with more Justice Sigils than Fire Sigils in the deck. It's always a fun one. All right.
Do you do 14 with Seek, or is it still?
It's still 15. Yeah, it has to be actual power cards to get up to the 15 power.
Seek exists strictly in your non-power cards. I think I'm gonna cut Piercing Shot with the 3 Searing Fists sitting here. Imagine if you did the same damage as Searing Fist, but like, you know, not to face. We also have the Bullseye there for the 2, and Breach the Defenses for 3, so yeah, I feel pretty okay about that. I might still cut the Realize Your Potential. Like, it's good on Jeering Yeti and Oni Inciter. It's very good on Mithril Guardian, obviously. That would really be the, like, reason to keep it. Beyond that, like, it's pretty alright on Sensari. Good on Forge Smith. Like, as one of the last cuts in my deck, like, would it be Realize and Forge Wolf?
Or throw for the big boy kill. So hard. We got like things to.
Yes, we have to cut 2 cards from this. And I think that out of everything, the cards that I most want to cut are probably yeah, I'm keeping Heavy Axe. I think at this point of like the cards I'm considering, it's Forge Wolf, Realize, and Seek Power that I'm probably cutting 2 of. I'm not sure there's anything else that I really would feel good about. I mean, we've got we have 5 different low cost things, but I do kind of feel pretty okay about all of them. There's a lot of relics in this format.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
We only have to cut 2.
Yeah, we only have to cut 2 cards here. There is no world where we're going above 15 power here. We have so much Inscribe. I really think that it, like... Yeah, like, the Wolf is just... I agree. Like, I don't like going under 18 units, but Wolf is basically not a unit.
Wolf is garbage.
I kind of do like the Molten Feet, though. Like, especially when it's, like, 17 down to 16 units. And it's an Inscribe, so it's power. And, like, cutting a Molten Feet for an Inscribe unit like Molten Feet for a power just feels so strange. I'm not cutting the axe.
No.
If I have 7 power, it's actually 9 power, but, like, I can make a double damage heavy axe that's 1 cost to do a thing. Yeah, I'm like, right now I think it is either Seek Power or Realize Your Potential.
You only need 2 influence for both, right?
Correct. There is no 3s here. Yep. It is a weird one, and it is mostly like because
there's so much Inscribe.
The concept of Inscribe has kind of completely rewritten how you do things. It really does come down to, do I think that Realize Your Potential hitting something like Mithril Guardian is worth the consistency that Seek gives? And I will say, keeping Realize Your Potential is absolutely the fun haver play here.
Yes. Yeah, there's some real fun.
There are units that we like that on. Like, it's not amazing on these 2, but turning them into 3/3s is quite good.
Even on your Oni Forge Smith, like
yes.
giving her Aegis.
The 2 units that we actually want to hit with this are Mithril Guardian and Oni Forge Smith. A 5/5 and a 6/6 is pretty funny. Yeah, like, the Inscribe turns power so wacky. I would never think of cutting a Seek before this format. Never. I feel like we're gonna do Fun Haver, though. We can always put it in when we start losing.
Why does it always want to put 18
I don't know. I'm glad I at least notice. Okay, so right now, with the 2 Justice, we have 10 Justice sources, and 5 plus 7 is 12. The only question here is if we do 69 or 7/8. We are basically perfectly even on these. We would like to be able to play Curfew Patrol at 4, but, like, it's not the worst thing. I mean, it's stupid, but this plays.
Funny.
Like, the only downside to this is that you get a 2/2 instead of a 2/3. A lot of these are 1/2s and stuff like that give +1/+1, and then they're really nice, or like 2/1s that do that.
Granted, the fact that it's lifesteal definitely makes it funnier, but that's perfectly fine.
No.
That's a little less good, though it does have Yeti and Searing Fist. That's perfectly fine. Like, these two in this hand play, and this guy holds up until we get some better stuff or a weapon to put on him. That one's kind of a weird one. I think the key to this deck is going to be understanding what our early game should look like. So we'll see how that goes.
Do it.
This'll be fun. Yeah, the way things are, it is kind of hard for me to see Seek as, like, absolutely necessary in a deck like this. Which, again, weird as shit. But...
If we had a 3 influence thing...
No. All I have to play here is, like, removal, basically.
Yeah.
And I would only have 2 power as well.
So we kept the Realize over the Seek power.
This is fine.
We'll put her in the air with quick draw.
Sure can. The only downside to something like that is they went down a card, which is nice.
Keep the Molten Feet.
Yes. We're not really worried about uninscribed power at the moment. So I don't really mind it too much. This kind of makes it a little more interesting, having him... Let's see what turn 2 looks like. Like, I might play him just because if we don't draw a sigil there. We'll see what they do. Alright, with a sigil, I'm pretty sure that I'm fine just sitting on this.
Keep it hold.
It is the nice thing about it, that, like, if you can afford not to play it, you can hold it in your hand and see what your next draws are.
I mean, we can even be like, okay, we need the Carcass now.
Mm-hmm. Fascinating. Yeah, so now we're really happy we didn't play any of our inscribes.
Yeah.
Choose your side.
It's definitely one of those things to think about, because normally you play depleted powers as soon as possible, because
Yes,
they're
to
depleted.
get them out, like, as soon as it fits in your curve, basically. You probably should have taken the contract on it before, but...
Yeah, they wouldn't have been able to play it. Power.
Yeah.
Because of the contract.
And I think they could have afforded it. It depends on if that sigil was in their hand when they made the call or not, but, like, as a 2-2, it's really not worth that much. Feel like I would have just played the Molten Feet there, and I might still...
You like trade, yeah?
That is the unfortunate thing about it, yeah, that it's like it just trades at this point. Like, I could Searing Fist it out of the way, but that doesn't really feel great. I'm also like, do they have a Finest Hour? I might ask them. They do not. I didn't think they did. One.
I shall do us proud.
Yeah, how much is that? 5 red influence?
And this is why I didn't Searing Fist it. Now, granted, what I am actually going to do...
Is put her in the air?
Now I'm like...
Oh, man.
Do I just make a War Helm and put that on her and be like, you fucking figure it out?
Oh, that's...
Because it's like, she'll have Quick Draw and War Cry.
You and me, let's fight.
It's pretty funny, I also could have knocked him out of the air if I wanted, or taken away that 1/1 thing. I think he's pretty good here, to be honest.
Oh, hello. Well, you got no power.
Hey, they got
so...
nothing they can do. And now I'm getting War Cries, ho ho ho.
Torch is now slow, which is always a weird adjustment. Okay, Primal. What have you got?
Hold them off!
I probably Searing Fist that.
Blast it.
Yep. Well, that's fun.
Oh boy.
Alrighty.
You give her lifesteal.
That's an interesting one. It's definitely a bit all my eggs. I'm almost wondering if I give it to him and then put the wings on him next turn, make him gigantic in the air. Alternatively, I put the question off and just mash their face. Because this should force them to trade their 2/2. And once that's out of the way, I think the world's kind of my oyster. But yeah, I don't really want to put all my eggs in one basket with them in Justice and Primal. Especially because I'm kind of blasting them right now.
Oh, yeah.
And I can afford to just sit here and be like, yo, go fuck yourself. Especially because my Starcrest wings, like I can play both of these on the same turn as well.
Well, if you don't contract, I think.
If I do contract it even, as long as I play this first.
Right, yeah, you have to play it first. Oh man, Blitzstone. So then what does that do? I always forget.
It does 2 damage to a unit, to an enemy unit, and then when you play a unit of your own,
Sacrifice it, it gets charged.
It gives that unit an attack and charge, and it's really funny. Now I'm sort of like, do I put this on her?
You can always make a 1/6 lifesteal.
This might be explosive.
Very fun.
Says, hey, look what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just made it so that I have forced them to take so many awful trades here.
Zero power, all eggs.
All right, harsh rule me. Hit me. Yeah. Kind of funny that I'm in silver right now. Let's see how silver we're talking.
That's the rollover for...
Yep.
A monthly rollover, baby.
Yeah, if it lets me play bronze players, tonight's gonna be great.
That's so mean.
It is, but it's true. I mean, I can make this a 3/3 if I want. It's not necessarily amazing, and I might just hold it. But
Yeah,
I
no,
think
I mean,
this
that's
hand
a
works.
decent starting hand, I think.
Yeah, he doesn't get inscribed. I kind of just hope I pull 1 power. Yeah, it's not like he solves my influence issues.
Yeah, no. Justice power. Justice power.
I'd love if I got a justice power. It would be so nice. All right, non-zero chance that he dies, but that would give me a power burst, which also would be pretty funny.
You have something.
Yeah, I think there was a waiting there very briefly.
The ritual must finish.
This is an interesting one. Like, I could play it to just essentially half trade with that guy, which isn't like amazing. I could hit this, although that also feels pretty iffy.
Yeah, it's like, do you want to 3/3 eggs or trade or?
Yeah, it's a weird one because it is. This is kind of going to be where Realize Your Potential is a strange card to think about because it is like, you know, how long am I willing to sit on it? It works in my thing this turn, in my like ordering this turn, but he'll be at 4, and then all I'll have is a 3/3. So maybe I do just
keep moving.
this and chill, see what they got.
What's that do when he attacks? He mills, right?
When he hits my face, I think, yeah. And I'm totally fine trading her for him. He's not doing that much. They're gonna spend their whole turn doing that, that's also fine. Interesting.
Guardian Angel, hi.
I think I'm gonna take that contract. Blast his ass.
Not exhausted.
Are correct. Thank you for catching me on that. If I do get one more power, I can play Guardian Angel.
Mm-hmm, that power burst, yeah.
Be punished.
Who's next?
Probably gonna breach the defensive for...
Yep.
Potentially attack in and break the find the moment and use the find in the moment. If they want. Mostly just so that I can start getting my shit going.
Yep.
This is a terrifying combination for her dying the second I play her down.
I fly for the throne.
But you know. I just don't.
Who dies? No one dies.
Mm-hmm. Because yeah, I can do 5 damage to their face here.
Mm-hmm. Use a final star saber?
Probably be okay with that, right?
Find the moment.
This is a weird one. I'm running them out of cards.
Yes.
I might take a trade here and like whichever one they want. I'm debating then playing this guy, but probably not.
Yeah, I know. So it's the
I just need to draw a power.
it's the 3/3 flyer dude with silence problem, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
Lord Styar is busy.
well, we know what our play is. Guess we make him invulnerable. Why not?
Salvation arrives.
So we'll see if one of these two cards is one of the 3,000 removal spells in these colors.
Yeah, there's a lot of removal.
All right, that is enough.
Yep.
Awkward.
And it's like there's
Sort of like we don't really have that much.
yeah, you could potentially make that guy an eggs. Oh, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's what we're looking.
That is the thing. It's like they do not have very many cards, so like that could just be the thing that kills them. And I guess if I pull something big, that's like
You realize your potential for.
yeah, unfortunately I can't get tricksy with it because I'd really like to just kill him.
Yes, yes.
But yeah,
Because
I'd have to do it and
because
take
it's
on
an
the
extra
debt.
power. Yeah, we're gonna have to do this for.
This might be explosive.
But yeah, giving him lifesteal to give us the life lead, giving him Aegis. We can even put him in the air if we draw our thing. Like, I feel pretty good about that overall. I think I play him as a unit and let them take the thing here. And if they want my 1/1 instead, like, I'm totally okay with that. Like, they actually need to kill the 3/2 here.
Have a spell.
Okay. I was like, that's nice for me. I'm fine with that. That card sucks. Like, even if they want to trade there, it costs them 4 to do it. And, like, there's still a big problem on their side. I think now's the time.
Yeah. Another thing with eggs and lifesteal.
I can't be moved.
See if their thing, like, wakes up a unit. Does not. Yeah, it's like, unless it hits a revenge unit, it's basically worthless. Woo!
And detain.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
pretty sure I
4
could just
units
do that. And
with
if they had
Aegis
more...
and lifesteal, yeah.
Yeah, if they had more cards, I probably would have played that a little more conservatively, but, like, that
They
low
needed
down...
2 cards or
Yes,
a
or a
big
good
boy.
stat trick
Yeah.
to be able to get it. Like, I probably played that a little more careful than I had to, but I also, like, you know, I needed to be a little bit careful about it. I do think that that Aegis is going to matter a decent amount.
There is a lot of removal in
Yes.
this format, which means they might have, like, probably will have 2 spells to kill it, but they also need to use 2 spells to kill it.
Lots of hits tonight.
Like, a 4/4 Aegis with lifesteal was,
Yeah.
like, a huge threat that they couldn't deal.
Yeah, and that is a
You've run
good...
a lot of the removal out of your other
Yep.
hand.
And that is another good way to put it. Playing safe is fine as long as you win. Like, we could afford to play it slow there and be like, you know, kind of just deprive them completely of cards. Once I got them to the point where there were 2 cards in their hand, it was like, all right, I think now is the time where I give them a 4/4 Aegis and say, yo, you figure it out. If I did this, I would definitely have to play the Star-Kissed Wings. It's not bad. I could certainly get...
It's pretty okay, and you could definitely do worse, I think is the scary thing for me.
I
It's
could
like,
definitely do a lot better, but like we did already talk about how we really need to like pay
It's-
some
it's
attention.
an
Like this card is
okay-
dead is the big thing about it.
Yes.
But I think I'll go for it,
does
and
have
we'll see
Searing
if throwing
Fist,
away
it
the
does have a
Star-Kissed
unit
Wings
to
bites us.
put down.
Yeah. Yeah, if I didn't have either of these two, I would
In an
definitely be a
absolute
bit
pinch,
less.
we can make him. Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Now I hold it and we see what power looks like. Yeah, these are definitely the kind of hands that I'll struggle with a little bit.
Yeah, it's like if you throw away a hand like this and you get an objectively worse hand, which is a possibility.
Which does happen from time to
Proud to serve.
time. Alright, what you
You
playing?
feel bad if you throw it away and get a better hand. You feel great. So
Yep.
it's one of those. Oh god,
It's tough.
It's not an objectively bad hand.
Ah, Feln, interesting.
It's also not an objectively good.
That's fucking weird. Alright. Like, is that worth Searing Fisting? It doesn't feel good, but I also don't know that I have anything else that's, like, better for it except for my smaller removal spells. And it's like,
Yes. Yeah.
is it worth the throwing away Searing Fist to, like,
Bring in.
deal with it now and do the damage, and also because I'm not doing anything?
Yes. Yeah.
That is kind of my bigger problem at the moment, that I
Yes,
have,
you have
nothing to do this turn.
Yeah.
So I think that I do just play that. And, like, again, we have 3 Searing Fists in our decks, so, like, throwing one away doesn't feel
And
so
a
bad.
breach, and
Yes.
the 2 damage
Yeah.
for 1.
And if I get one of the... If I get Bullseye, it goes directly onto this guy, so, like,
Yeah.
that's fine. Sure. Mildly more annoying. Great. This is an interesting question. Molten Feet gives me something to do this turn as a unit. If I play it as power, I guarantee Star-Kissed Wings. The downside being that, like, I put a 5/3 in the air, and if they have anything that can kill that, which Feln has quite a lot of, I'm just fucked.
Yeah.
So I
it's
might
not
need to
a-
play that as a unit, unfortunately, and hope that I pull more power. This is definitely a weird one. I potentially next turn play Star-Kissed Wings as power to try to work my way up to the Griffin. Like, I do like getting 6 damage here.
I would love another Searing Fist.
Mm-hmm. That is always the risk.
I mean, I do think using on the Deadly wasn't a bad play at all, honestly, because they would have put that on the Deadly unit.
Yep. Now we're in an interesting place. I play that Molten Feet for power for sure.
Yes,
It's a question of if I
absolutely.
swing in to like see how they feel about that 5 cost. And then probably find the moment.
Yeah.
It is, of course, worth noting that if I can get Star-Kissed Wings into Realize Your Potential, it's very stupid.
Yes, it's very, very funny.
But that does basically require 2 turns.
Yes.
Aw. Doesn't even get the trade.
Nice.
How are they just
Make your move, sweetheart.
a little scary?
Very, very scary, that.
Sort of like, do I go to 1? And I mean, I might. That might be my only path to victory
I
here.
feel like it's your only path to victory, unfortunately.
I win, don't I?
I think that is a win.
Yee!
Woo!
And I cannot stress this enough. Ha!
That was dicey, yeah.
They played that really well.
They sure did, yeah.
Like, that was really, really close.
Yeah, that could have gone either way.
That was card gaming. The Searing Fist there, I probably don't play it in hindsight. I'm totally okay with this
Yeah,
hand.
I like that hand, yep. Yeah, we probably should have held it. And then
But it
once
is
I mean, it's
tough
hard
to say,
tell.
yeah. I play him as power. Pretty happy with that, I think.
Yeah, I think so. We have 2 more of them in the deck.
Yep.
Break the barricade.
Very good game, yeah.
We have 2 more of them in the deck, or so I've heard.
Proud to serve.
We have 2 more of them in the deck?
If they want to throw a fast spell at this, I'm fine with it. And if they just want to trade it, I think I'm fine with that as well. Sure.
Take that.
Sure.
Now we're just let that.
Yep.
Lead like one's crown.
Alright, we need Searing Fist or we lose. So that's fun.
Wow, alright. Oh, fuck. How much does she cost?
4, and then...
Can we kill it with our... Kill it with that, right?
Yeah, it seems like the thing to do, huh?
I feel like we can't let that live.
No. God, no.
Like, it's annoying that those 2 Oni samurais are there about to chunk in, but yeah, like, I was like, wait, Overthrow can kill her, right? Oh.
So yeah, this is
boy.
an interesting question. I probably have to trade with the 3-1 here if they want it. I can play the Valkyrie Militant.
Yep. And I hear a honk our whole day.
Yeah, like I don't know if I can afford to give them everything in the world there. Kind of unfortunate that the way things worked out, I would have been better off keeping the Argenport Soldier, but there's no real way to know that they would have played Aegon.
Yeah.
They will be punished.
Like, there's a decent chance they just swat this guy out of the air in Rakano, because we've seen how many things I have that do that. We haven't lost this game yet, but depending on what their hand looks like, it's very easy for us to do so. Oh, God.
Yeah, that was, they came out fucking swinging.
Mm-hmm, and we exceptionally did not.
Probably, right?
Perfectly balanced.
My double damage heavy axe.
Actually, thanks for teleporting it away so we could try it.
Yeah, really. This will hypothetically be a little tougher for them to remove, but, you know, still very possible.
Yeah.
Oh, this weapon's amazing. We need, what do we call it? Bullseye.
Let's go.
Found it.
Oh.
Oh yeah, we're boned. We are utterly, completely destroyed at the moment. Yeah, their deck is making
They
moves,
will be punished.
making friends, influencing people.
And they have a hell of a deck.
This is one of the better rares in the entire format. It's a
Yeah.
Xenon Obelisk that gives itself units. They
You know
have
what?
stuff.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. Nice.
I'm surprised we lasted this long, honestly. Their bomb start.
And until they remove the 6-4, the game is not actually over.
No.
That said, like, I find the moment is enough to do that. If I can pull my bullseye, I can potentially pull some tricksy shit.
Is it fast?
Yep.
Ah!
But yeah, like, we're really just waiting for them to win the game at this point.
Yeah, that's not helpful. You know, the fact that they had a big play after Asian is extremely rude. How dare they?
Pretty much, yeah. We removed their bomb, and they decided, fine, I'll just play another bomb.
Just play the other
That
bomb.
also works really well with the after effects of Eugene. Like, their deck went off. But yeah, Expedition Gear is legitimately one of the best rares in the format. On top of being a Xenon Obelisk, it gives stuff that doesn't have battle skills, +1/+1. So in essence, a +2/+2 on them, which is absolutely nutty. Wish I had a play before turn 4, because otherwise this would be amazing. This only plays, like, reactive to them. We're going second, so it could, but I think this is enough. It's a shame, because I love that energy spread. This is acceptable, if only because I've got 2 things to do, and I've got a bomb.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's better than going down a card.
Yeah,
Like,
hopefully we
I'd
draw another
potentially
Justice,
throw
but
this away,
if it was your first hand.
Well, we can blow up a lot of their
2
stuff.
power. Draw 2 power in a row. Come on. Uh-oh.
Oh, now I do.
Oh, yeah, now we do. That's, you know, a way better,
Yes, I would not want to waste any of these. So yeah, the idea here is just to annoy them enough until we get our win con out. These colors will definitely have trouble hitting Guardian Angel unless they have Hoof Stomp.
That's good.
That's quite good. Means any power we draw gets it. I probably just kill this at this point. Normally I would wait for stuff like that, but I've realized that it's better not to get super tricksy. What if I just keep blasting?
I'll find my way.
I prefer a lower cost unit than you, but...
Ideally, yes. This is a little awkward because it's like if they put something on it that's potentially scary, but like on its own it really isn't. I'm kind of like, do I Searing Fist just to starve them out here? Probably, if only because I don't have anything else to do whatsoever.
Really would like another power or a
Anything
low-cost
to
unit.
play would be nice. Frankly, I'd kind of
low-cost
take
unit?
I'd kind of take action over power at this point. In the very least, they're playing bad cards instead of good ones, and that's definitely helping my chances.
I don't have a unit to take advantage of her invulnerable, but...
That's fine. Like I said, they're playing bad cards instead of good ones. So hopefully, once we start playing good cards, we just start winning.
Salvation arrives.
Well, we have something.
My guess is on Finest Hour or Find the Moment. Which does mean if they attack in with like the Danger Bot, I just don't bother with that.
We can also just Searing Fist that if we want, although we're probably playing the 5-4.
Yes, almost certainly. That's an interesting one. Oh, that's totally fine. That card sucks.
Well, that, and we can put something down that becomes invulnerable if we want.
That is true.
Scorch the earth.
There's an interesting question of Searing Fist here, and honestly, I don't think I care enough to. I get that back eventually. I'm still at 20 health for, like, not having played anything until a 5-cost unit. Also, they're gonna be too cowardly to attack in here. I knew. Mods knew.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
We
this
can
is
give
about to get
lifesteal
really
to
stupid.
something here. Oh, my God.
This might be explosive.
You don't mind if I step?
Sacrifice a 1-1. There's 0 point in keeping all these 1-1s on the board, yeah. Wait, no, don't, not more than one, not more than one, no! They did not
All right.
realize what you did there, did
Peace
did
is its
they?
own reward.
And piss is its own reward.
They went, I've got 4 attack, and...
What if instead of winning the game, I lost the game?
I mean, they weren't gonna win the game.
No, no. Just to show them.
They had bad cards.
Yeah, that was kind of the equivalent to conceding right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes it do be like that. I like my drill masters seasoned lightly.
You sure didn't.
Mm-hmm.
That was a weird one.
Yeah, that was definitely a person who doesn't really know how to draft. Like, committing to what I'm guessing was Rakano and, like, getting totally cut out of the cards. Like committing way too early and getting totally cut out. Without even really getting anything of much value from it, basically.
Oof. Ow. Lamau.
And, like, draft is a very easy format to do that in. Like, if you don't really know the relative values of cards, Oh, damn. I don't think this has a good plays. I don't think I can keep this. Like,
No.
again, I like this set of energy here. I don't really like, you know, the game that I would be forced to play.
Yeah.
I'd be in top decks, and like even once I got up to here for my first actual play, like Valkyrie Militant's not that good at 4. This is fine. This has removal. This has more removal. This has a dude. This has, and this may surprise you, more removal.
More removal.
That's quite good.
Crit for health.
I'll find my destiny.
Probably worth me Searing Fist. Probably not yet.
Turn, yeah.
Yeah.
Proud to serve.
Oh, this deck's pretty
Probably-
decent.
We probably use the Kissed Wings as power here.
Yes, especially now.
Definitely power.
It is the nice thing about them. Like they're a great card to hold on to, but
Okay,
like
do
you don't
you
have
just-
to.
Blow it up now?
I think so. Force a trick out of their hand if they have it. Sure. Not a very good card. It's like it's a good trade for them to have made, but like, fact. Yeah, fun fact. If you do 0 damage,
You don't get deadly, yeah.
Deadly does not go off. This is interesting because this is now kind of the play.
Yeah, that into the Rebel Sharpshooter.
I can do that still though, now that I think about it. And then yeah, now they actually can't do it. Lovely. I really need active power for this to work perfectly, but you know. If not, I do still have the Blitzstone.
Yeah, the Blitzstone, yeah.
Probably just play her down now.
Choose your
Doesn't
side.
really make any difference.
Nah.
I can even put that on her next turn and not really care. Yeah.
Wow,
They got nothing.
They got nothing.
I wonder if they had either like a bunch of double fire cards or a third color that they just didn't get there.
we have seen a lot of people play 3-color.
3-color is like pretty popular in this format. Bad players will often play 3-color just because they did not draft enough cards in 2 colors to make a legal deck. Good players will often play 3-color because it gives you access to a lot of things. This is
No.
interesting, but I have to give up the only unit that I can play
Yes.
under this power in order to play it. Like
Yeah.
I am looking at that at her and like the fact that I got the removal. But yeah.
I mean, we almost had to play 3-color because our Wakanda deck wasn't working out. It happens.
This isn't good, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
Like again, this gets us so far. We've had so many games where all of our early game is just blowing up their shit. They took a card down, so like, yeah. Hopefully we can just outvalue them here. But yeah, and it's like, it's worth noting that sometimes committing to the 2 colors is not the correct choice.
Yeah. Like, splashing is good. I mean, like, it's kind of one of those things where you see 3 colors, it's like, sometimes that means they couldn't make a 2-color deck, sometimes that means they found some really fucking baller shit, and they're good enough that they can,
I don't think I care enough to kill that until they put something on it. That's getting inscribed.
yes. And, you know, we got bossed by a 3-color deck.
Yep. The best players are playing 3-color decks because Inscribe is a very makes the format very splashable. Like it?
That's good.
They will be punished.
If sometimes you go in 2 colors, get good legend, or you're just like, yeah, this is good enough. We have enough fixing.
Yep. We got the fixins.
You can't refuse.
Ain't no one want to deal with that. I will say this is gonna be really good for us at some point.
And it did kill a bomb in that one we lost.
Yep. I'm not going to realize my potential then. Don't like this very much.
No.
I'm gonna breach that. Yeah. Again, right now I'm kind of just stalling until I find action. Non-zero chance that I should have just taken the 2-1, but I'm okay with just hitting them here. Do this before they get a chance to play any sort of tricksy bullshit on it. I used to be all in on holding my spells until the perfect time for them. These days I'm like, there's so many things you can do to make that a bad idea. My Realize Your Potential card.
Proud to serve.
Really need some power to get this boy out.
Yeah.
That said, we are both just sitting here. That's tough, if only because we don't have any weapons right now.
Yeah.
I might need to just play that as power. Doesn't feel great, but like without weapons, it's like
Yeah, we don't have
it's
a weapon
just
or a
the
voice, that's
mammoth.
6-4, yeah.
It's a shitty shadow card that you always hate to see in your decks,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Perfectly balanced.
It's like I don't feel too bad about that, especially because if we draw a sigil next turn, that was a fantastic decision. Honestly, I'm still actually pretty happy with that as a decision.
Yeah,
Tricksy
yeah.
with that
Oh,
now.
yeah. Mm.
Yeah, they have a thing. This probably dies to whatever their first removal spell. Lovely.
Wonder if we want to make her a 5/5 with Aegis, which will also give her. Is it fast 3 lives?
Yep.
Yeah. Because that'll also give her quick draw.
If they want to trade that 3/2 for the 2/1, like I'm fine with that.
Can you negate that?
Yeah, this makes my life very funny.
Yeah. Anytime you use a spell, she gets quick draw.
Mm-hmm. I've got a few spells.
Yeah, a little bit.
1 or 2, you know? What are they waiting for?
Probably just play the. I guess we see what they do.
Yeah, like if they want to block that, I will probably hit it. The Mithril Mace. And if they want to spend a Finest Hour to hit a Mithril Mace, that's totally fine by me.
Even then, they like only saves it. It doesn't kill the Mithril Mace.
Exactly, because I also have a 6 armor Mithril Mace now. 3/6 Relic Weapon is like, yeah, sure. Realize has worked pretty decently. It's quite nice as a top end. Yeah, they're about to have to spend 2 spells for to kill this thing. Sure.
Well, we have a mace to go in, and we also have the bird, so.
Another reason I'm pretty happy I didn't play that Griffin.
Yeah, no, excellent. Excellent time. What does it do when it attacks?
Makes all your other units invulnerable.
Ah, yes.
Ah, hey, it's that card that we took.
Oh, yeah. Well, we do have a charge unit.
I think we win.
With, Find the Moment, yeah. Oh, what you got? What you got?
Unless they can kill it.
Nope.
Which they cannot. Yeehaw.
All right.
Yeah, they had just some really expensive shit there that they were just not able to play. And that is kind of the thing. I feel like they were probably influence blocked on that, on this card. They all fall. Like, I didn't see what their final shadow ended up being, but, like, that is the danger of playing a card like that, because they had a ton of Justice Influence, and I'm not sure if they had enough to play it on a lot of the things that I assume they would have played it. Decent chance it was a Finest Hour or a Find the Moment, which is much more common in this format. I didn't quite catch if it was rocking on 1 power or not.
a bunch of things.
There's
None
a lot
it
of
was
stuff.
helpful.
None of it helped them. Yeah, that's kind of the takeaway. I will say, realize your potential has pretty much justified itself.
It has worked, yeah.
Particularly over a Seek Power. I'm probably not going to go looking for decks where it super fits into, but I definitely see the place that it has because you would be willing to draft a Mithril Guardian before you take it. And if you do have one, Canary is incredible with it. And there's a decent number of high-cost stuff
honestly,
that has weird...
that Sinsari with it becomes
Yes.
a 5/5, and then every time you play a spell, it gets quick draw, and it
6/6
has
quick
eggs.
draw with Aegis. Yeah, like the Aegis is also a pretty big consideration
I mean, I think
for the
is
number of
here
kill
is
spells.
there is a lot of removal, and having to force someone to use 2 removal spells.
Yep. Like, paying 3 for an Aegis is not very good. In fact, paying 1 for an Aegis is still bad, but there's enough other stuff going on in the card now that it's not nearly as bad in this format. Speaking of bad, so like
Scribes,
I could
but
play
no.
it, but I
3
wouldn't have
Scribes
anything
even.
to do. Yeah,
No, you haven't used all of that.
I play my
Well,
two.
I mean,
I play my
guess you
2
could-
Molten
you
Feet.
could
Be
use
able to
him,
play the
yeah.
Jeering Yeti. I would have the Bullseye. I would not be able to play Mithril Mace when I got there. I would have to play him as like a unit rather than power, so like I'd still be waiting to
It's
draw.
awkward, yeah.
It's kind of awkward.
Yeah, it's eggs and an okay
That's quite good.
trick. Yeah.
Especially because I'm going to have a weapon for her. So I likely end up holding her unless I really stall on
And
power.
there's like quite a few units in this game that have weird unbalanced stats.
Yes, especially in this format in particular. Like, I'm pretty sure that Canary was put in just specifically for that.
Let's fight.
There's a lot of 3/1s,
Yep.
a lot of like a 6/4 there.
Yeah, you'd
a
really
lot,
want to get something up to 4/4, like, for Realize to really feel good most of the time, but... Yeehaw.
Alright, we might
Well, we
lose
have
this
found
one.
our power. Just have not found any action. Love a 3 cost. But yeah, we need to draw a Searing Fist or we lose.
Searing Fist.
On the plus side, if we draw a Searing Fist, they're actually in a slightly awkward place. Less? Oh, okay, thank God. There was a specific thing there that if they had it, I would have been very sad. On the plus side, these 2 go out, like, just instantly. So.
Yep, that's nice.
Burn the town!
Still might die.
And they're rolling. What does Outlaw do when she gets...
Exhausts an enemy
Yeah,
unit.
yeah.
It's not worth that much.
Nah.
I'm almost like, do I play it just to get it in the void?
And get double damage on it?
Basically, yeah.
It's a power play.
Just keep moving!
Like, and then just play defense with it. Yeah, get fucked. Like, does not feel very good at all, but they are rushing our face and they're doing really well. Alrighty. Yeah, we're not gonna win this. Just gonna throw that out there.
Well, we can at least, we can put our 6/4 down. And let's put our 6/4 down. Or do you put him down with
I
life
have
steal?
to. Next turn, I can play... the contract makes it awkward. Like, I can't block this is the big thing.
Yeah.
This is a weird one. Very weird one.
I think it's still worth it because you can get the charge and the life steal next turn on your flyer.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, or even on her.
Yeah, life steal double damage fly seems really good. And it's like, yeah, you're attacking in for 3, but who cares?
Like, I am debating putting them both on her. That makes it harder.
Yeah, we can't do it this turn because, yeah, we're 2 down.
Nah, we're good.
Not gonna get life steal?
I can.
What are you gonna do?
I can just play these 2.
On her?
Yeah.
On her. I just wondered if you want to put them on the flyer, that's all.
We're gonna die, is
Yeah.
the thing, if I wait for that. This is my only chance. Oh god, this is actually kind of tough because I could do the finest hour. If they kill me here, yeah, I have to do the lifesteal here.
This might be explosive.
All right, start over. I want a mulligan. If they can kill this turn, they have a chance. If they can't, I don't think there's anything they can do.
Ritual must finish.
Especially now.
Back in with finest, find the moment behind it.
Absolutely.
They will be punished.
Whee!
41.
Gaining 16 health that
Jeez.
turn was the reason that, like, the flyer, it didn't make sense to wait for the flyer there. Like, even if they had killed her, gaining all that health basically gave me a chance. The point where I'm debating not attacking in this turn.
You just attack in with the 2-2 in the air?
Yeah, and even the 1-1, honestly.
Yeah.
No
Oh,
reason
yeah.
not to.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you put your 6-5 and go, good luck.
Yep. Well, and even better, the 6-5 when he attacks makes the 8-5 double damage lifesteal invincible.
Yeah.
I cannot believe we won that.
7, 7,
I-
7, 7,
Wow,
7,
what the
7, 7.
Nutty.
And you said it wasn't going to be a good week. Now I was like, it's going to be a great week.
I didn't realize I was going to get dropped to silver for the thing, because this is, of course, the first that I had done this month. That definitely helped, but that deck was also kind of cracked. I was correct to do kind of see the shadow card that we had and be like, nah, that's not quite what we want to do.
You know, I feel like we could have made, like, a decent shadow deck with what was, like,
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that started coming on, like, towards the end of the first pack that really helped a lot.
Definitely, there was some decent stuff there, but I also, don't feel it's all bad by the Rakano draft we got.
No. That was a really good Rakano deck.
Searing Fists is...
Admittedly, I don't know what we do now. So that's 5, 6, 7. 7 inscribes. I've been tracking the number of inscribes in my deck because they're a much better indicator of power. For the record, I'm just putting this in a spreadsheet now. Ah, that was beautiful. Rakano, my love. My average win rate with Rakano since I started playing this game again is 75%. I get 6.6 in wins in the number in all the Rakano decks that I've drafted so far. And yeah, realized the potential ended up working out pretty well for us. All right. There's not really time for another draft unless we want to go for 3 hours. Minimum. Do we finish up there on the grounds that, like, we're going to stream tomorrow morning for ESA?
Yeah, you get GDQ.
And then GDQ is on Monday, so, like, that's, this whole weekend I'm just going to be sitting here vibrating.
Try to open some packs. You had like 52
We could open some of our 52 packs just to finish stream up.
We can have a look at some cards. We'll just chill. We'll get our money and we'll look at cards.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, Great Kiln Titan. I've got 12 Cold Hunt packs. I opened a bunch of the Cold Hunt packs I was sitting on, but I have, like, the further back you go, the more it's just like, yeah, I still have 6 Throne packs just sitting around from random chests and shit that we've gotten. I've seen this one. Influence in a faction of one of the heroes or a hero in your hand. Fascinating.
And there's that Cabal Embezzler.
He's really good. If he had been a 1-star guy, like a 1 influence guy,
Or if my, like, the really good card that I had gotten was, like, a 2
I
influence,
feel
I
like
probably
if
would have been a bit more into it.
any half-decent shadow before
Before him. Like, yeah, it was like, we got him, we got the
legendary,
Eavesdrop,
yeah.
and we got, like, possibly one other card after him as well. Embezzler is fantastic in draft. It's a reason. It's one of the better shadow commons.
He's killed us a bunch.
Yeah, I've killed with him a bunch as well. Like several of my Stone Scar 7-win decks were kind of on the back of him. Bang, Sheriff of Doonhill is very funny.
Look at him.
Oh yeah, have you not seen him?
Oh my god, I hadn't seen the art. What a lad.
He's so
I
good.
love
Yes.
him.
But yeah, 3/4 unblockable with text that also speeds you up even further because it's give a unit this turn unblockable and +4 damage.
There's the big lad we didn't take.
Yes, I actually already have another copy of him, like I said, because I had him in one Stone Scar draft that I think went like 2 wins or something like that. It was really sad. But yeah, it's play a random weapon on him. Like, he's a 3/3 that gets a weapon put on him, and there are very few weapons that don't give stats. So like, as an uncommon in draft, he's really good. Because it's very hard for you to totally strike out with him. And you pay the debt, you can get a really bad expensive weapon on him and then pay for it next turn.
I feel like you got betrayed by him putting a Mantle of Justice on.
Yes, he did do that to me once. That Mantle of Justice, if you are not playing Rakano, is probably the single worst weapon that he could put on you. But, it is an incredibly weighted roll in your favor, basically, because it's pure card advantage.
He's very silly. He definitely got
He exceptionally got me on that. I was like, I feel like it was a game where I was like doing okay, and it was kind of even. I have played a deck with Rat King. He's really good.
Pay 1 and sacrifice another unit to give an enemy -1/-1. Play 2 1/1 rats. Yeah, that you can then sacrifice.
Yep, exactly. He gives himself gas, and then of course just like 2 rats is pretty decent, especially if it's something good. Marison's Legacy is actually a really good card in draft because it plays the full Marison cycle. So like 6/6 of stats with a really good distribution over all of it. It's it's a 6-cost 3 influence card that isn't rare that somehow you actually do really want.
Well, for 9 power, you can play 2 3/3 flyers, so that's primal one.
Delif is really annoying to deal with in draft. Because he's unblockable, which means you basically have to kill him with a spell. And if you don't know what Invoke is, it's Hearthstone Discover with like a slight foible that you'll get a spell, a unit, and an attachment. But like, it's incredible in draft. Like every one of there's like a cycle of Invoke cards in this format, and every one of them you actually pick pretty heavily. He's also not part of the cycle. I think the cycle is uncommon. But yeah, like, Discover is an incredible mechanic in Hearthstone, and I'm really glad that Eternal stole it, to be honest.
We saw that Arcanum Seeker.
Yes.
It's a pretty good one. If you have, like,
you basically need to be in Xenon.
Yeah.
But there's another card called Battle-Wise Elite, which is a 2/2 with Valor for 2 that gives you 2 health. So it's a bear with Valor, which is a really good attacking keyword, and it also gives you health to activate, so that's really good.
There's also that 1/2, the terrible
Sanctuary
one with
Priest.
Empower, but like does set her off.
Yes. Yeah, he's quite bad. This is one of the invokes that, like, Midnight Disappearance is actually incredible in this format.
Teleport
because
plus sat down plus invoke.
It's hard removal because in a lot of cases there's a lot of 1 health units in this format. So like you put it back in their hand, but it has 0 health. So if they spend the cost to play it, it dies instantly. And then you invoke. This card is incredible.
I'm gonna be honest, I hate gambling.
The thing about invoke though is that it's actually like heavily weighted gambling because it's not like Bang where you get 1 card and if it goes wrong, you just have to hold that. With 3 cards, you can basically pick the best possible option.
For 6, you can get a 4/4 flyer with
Aegis.
eggs.
Yep. This is one of the better rares in the format, yes.
That's
because
nuts.
a thing if you don't know it about draft.
3.
Yep. A thing if you don't know about draft is that 3 is the amount of health like that you're allowed to have in the air. Anything that has more than 3 health and flying is really good kind of by default.
You give him eggs and you need like 2 Searing Fists to take him down.
And it's also worth noting that like You can play this on turn 3, and who gives a shit
Who
that you
gives a
lose
shit what
turn
you're
4?
doing turn 4? You got a 4/4
You have
flyer with
you have your
eggs.
win con. It's nuts. So this guy is part of the same cycle that
As
the
the
lifesteal one we got. Almost all of them are really good. They're really strong. This one is also one of them because it gives killer with its contract, and time has a lot of big units in this format which love being given killer. Feral Serpent is a much better Space Adventure Cobra, yeah. There's a surprising number of cards in Skycrag that are board wipes. I've tried to play this one, but I think the rest of I think that was actually a good deck that I had that went 0-3 because I just got blasted. But yeah, Skycrag in this format is actually the one, and like Leaning Primal is the one that has a lot of stuff.
That's another version of that fucking Primal Bird, the 1/2 with Warp that gives you +1 maximum power, but this one's for 4.
Yes, this one is very bad because it's like a 2/2 flyer.
That's terrible.
It's like 4 cost for +1 maximum power, unless you have something on like that costs 6 in your hand and the next power.
Like the thing about
it feels so bad.
The 1/2 plus power with Warp is you can tweak it off the top of your
You pull it off the
deck.
top of your deck to draw, and he costs what? 3?
He's a 3, I think.
Yeah, so he costs 3. You go up to 5 power on your next turn, so like 1 turn earlier, and like if you drew with him, you're actually really happy about it. So he is filler. Like he's not bad. He kind of fills the same spot that the Valkyrie Militant did in our deck, where it's like there's some upside to it, but it's kind of marginal.
Well, that's a rare though, so you know you
Yes,
can't
it's
just
always
have
worth
all
noting.
rares in your deck.
This is one of the best removal. This is the Annihilate of this format.
Kill a non-hero unit.
Because it's uncommon, and there's no fucking heroes in this format. Like, there's one hero in this pack, and she's the rare. Everyone else, there are a few uncommon heroes, but it's very, very rare. So, like, Victimless Crime is kill almost any unit except for your opponent's bomb.
That's what you've got that 4-cost 3 Shadow Influence spell for.
Mm-hmm.
All the Hit is a weird one.
All the Hit is quite good with the Inscribe. But yes, there are times when it's like not nearly as good as you might think it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of 3-1s in this format.
Yes. That said, given that it's common removal in your main packs, and it has Inscribe for when you're way later.
Oh, hey, so this is a 4/4 with eggs for 6, but it's not in the air, so...
But it's still incredible.
But it's still real good.
It should be noted.
That's how good, like,
4/4 is a
yeah.
fantastic stat line. Yeah, Inscribe is kind of what got me back in the game, because it's totally changed Draft as a format. Last stream, I basically spent all the time here.
Oh, I love
Yes,
that art.
look at that shit.
Look at that art.
It's so good.
Look at that. That lad is beautiful.
That is an acceptable card to play in this format, but it's also got one of the best arts in it. And yes, Call the Hit is a fast spell, which helps it quite a lot. But yeah, Inscribe is like, you basically have to completely recalibrate every thought you have, both about curve and card power, because Inscribe exists.
Fuck.
It's not good.
So weird.
Right? That's like a weird constructed card that I may or may not have a deck that breaks it or something, but like in Draft, this would probably actually be decently playable if it didn't have that 3 influence cost on it.
Yeah.
Like if it was 1, I think I'd be okay with including it in my deck, because like everything getting Aegis is iffy but fine. Aegis units get anything that gives +1/+1 to units is really good. You can find ways to make it work, but like, yeah. The thing about Aegis is like, it's good when you already have a good unit. Like, Realize Your Potential worked really well for us because we used it to create a good unit and then instantly protect that unit. I think if it had 2 influence, there'd be decks that would want to play it. I feel like with 3, it's really hard to justify. Chloric Mix is a really good spell, by the way. I've played very little Primal in this format. I think I'm kind of just a bad Primal player, but hey, Expedition Gear. I've played with this like 2 or 3 times, and it's so fucking good. Like, every line of text on this card makes it better.
Yeah, it's like pay 9 and tell your opponent no, but like, how often do you get to 9?
How often do you get to
draft?
9? How often does your opponent have a handful of spells that could beat you in draft? How often have they not already played all those spells by the time you hit 9? It's a constructed card. Or rather, it's a constructed effect, is the better way to put that. Frostburn is the invoke in Skycrag. That effect is really good. It's slow, which is kind of the one downside of it, but like being able to kill 2 1 health units, which is really good in this format. There's a lot of 1 health units, or do 2 damage, means that it's pretty solid removal, and it invokes, which, woo!
I've seen that Pensky Saboteur, and I don't think he's
bad.
particularly good.
He's
no.
not good. Like, Revenge makes him still trash. Like, 3 cost for a 2-1, your effect needs to be really good. And, like, discard 2 is not good. Mill doesn't work in draft,
No,
and, like,
Mill's
it
not
never
good
has.
draft, No.
All the hit. Carnosaur Beta is really good. So here's the example of a Revenge card that's amazing. If you want a kind of comparable for this, Twin Brood Sauropod. He's not as good as that was, because that was get 2 5/4s immediately. That even though they cost 10, that was incredible value in draft. But like, this is get 2 5/5s for a one-time payment of 7, and he gets Inscribe. Like, the Teriax Screecher.
He's a yelly boy.
He goes.
Eh.
He is okay. He's a 2/2 flyer for 3, which is a much better stat line. But the 1 damage to an exhausted unit is often quite good in the early game, because you'll blow up like a Jeering Yeti and you won't even throw its thing out.
No scepter.
Hello.
Hi, Scepter.
The other thing about Carnosaur Beta is that it is the only other common card in the format that is like a fat time card is, I think, the Monk. So like the only way that time decks tend to work is with with a bunch of fat top end that eventually you just outvalue your opponent and have a board that they can't break. But you kind of need to value the few large things that exist a little higher than you otherwise would. In that context, he's actually really, really good in this format. Here's this one's Invoke. It's probably the worst of the dual cost Invoke cycle, I think. At least I've never seen it played, because pull a unit back into your hand kind of needs specific support to make work.
For 3 costs. It's
Yeah,
quite
see,
bad.
exactly. If you do find a unit that really wants it, and you can play that unit out, and then you can play the Invoke card that you got without dying, it's incredible, but that's a very slow play, because you just paid 3, and then paid for your unit a second time, and then paid for whatever your Invoke spell was. Yeah, I'm not surprised that it recently got buffed. I know that the Elysian Invoke spell was also buffed recently.
Lord Thudra.
He's really good. He's got Inscribe, so that's always fine. 5 for a 4/3 is whatever, but exhausting one of your other units to just get a unit basically a realize your potential on a totally new unit is actually kind of nutty. So he just puts so much beef down on the board, and he inscribes, so that is nice.
Beef.
Unseen Marksman is quite good. It's a 3/3 for 2, so you're
we
always
saw
happy
that.
with
That was
that,
used
and it
against
also
Militant,
gives you
yeah.
removal. Ritual Dagger is decent if you've got the right stuff for it, especially with that one spell that summons 2 Grenadins for 2. I'll probably just open this pack and then potentially finish up, or at least we could potentially open the other cards, but I won't have as much to talk about since, of course, not all of them will be in the draft format. This was fun, though.
Pays off your debts.
This isn't
Wow.
very good,
Wow, that's terrible.
right? If it was a 3/5 for 4, I think it would probably be pretty
When
good,
she
but
dies,
that stat line
she
just
takes
doesn't do
3
much.
power
And
away from them.
For 1 turn, yeah. Woo.
Live steal, live steal.
Yeah, like if she had 3 attack, the lifesteal would probably matter, is the thing.
So that's where Pathfinder is one that we see people like do and then do the contract a lot.
I'm starting to come back around on that. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of the people I've seen do it badly, but I have realized that a lot of the 1 cost contract 2 units, like, if you weren't gonna play something on 2 anyway, and there's kind of a dearth of 2-drops in this format, playing a 1 cost in Contract 2 is actually just basically playing a 2-drop on turn 1. And like, she's not an amazing one for like the effect that she gives you isn't going to be like a permanent snowball the game kind of thing, but it is a nice value play, and 2/1 is sort of the exact level where a body starts to become more than literally nothing. Yeah, I really like this format. This has been, you know, I basically took like a 3-year break from Eternal up to this point, and like part of that was just I found other games that I wanted to play a bit more. But I have been enjoying this format so much. Yeah, they're like the old Acolyte cards, but playable on turn 1.
Do you know
which
which one
gives
of
them a
these
lot.
has stealth?
I don't actually know which one is the stealth format. Maybe we can go looking for it. I mean, I know that there's like some stealth in later stuff, but maybe not.
I've seen the spiny.
Looks like it might be
Overthrow and Spiny
Revelations.
Gremlin, yeah, that we had.
Yeah, we got that overthrow. That one actually,
Overthrow.
like,
Yeah, that was good.
it didn't help us against the Legion, but like
it stopped the
should've.
Legion.
Yeah. I'm guessing this is the stealth format, if only because this card
Yeah, units with
affects
stealth
stealth.
cost 1 less, yep.
Yep. Ah, if it's a couple sets ago. But it's also possible I just don't have the cards. I don't know what, like, most of these stats down to back, like this one is, to be honest.
There's Decay. Decay is a very, very annoying.
It's also not in this format, so I'm
no.
like, "Rrr."
Yeah, it reduces the attack and health of the unit's damages by its attack and health, I think.
Yes.
It's very annoying. I hate it.
Yeah,
I fucking hate it, man.
Decay seems kind of wacky. Yeah, I never played this format. I don't know. Like, there's gonna be so many middle cards that I have no concept of, because if they're not in draft, they don't exist to me. +3/+3, and then also amplify 1, play a -1 attack. So like, if you have a lot of power to pour in that, you can just do a billion pacifies like across your opponent's entire board.
Yeah, there's also
That's
Blackout
funny as
with
shit.
Skies. Like, for 1 kills a flyer, and like for 5.
That's a really
2 or more.
weird card,
That's
yeah,
a strange
like-
card.
Anytime you give your opponent a choice of something, it tends to be bad, but like, there is that, like, how many flyers
If
are they
you-
gonna have
yeah,
question.
if you have enough power, you can kind of force them to kill everything.
Yeah, I'm sort of like, you know, can I imagine playing a draft format with these cards in it? It'll be interesting when the draft format rolls over to see if I have as much fun with it. But I have loved this draft format. Like, I started playing a month ago, basically on Thanksgiving.
Oh, look at this one.
Yeah, let's see what Argent Depths did. Ah, this is going to be a weird faction-y. Yeah, this was definitely a 3-faction format, given that they have these kinds of cards. I'm really bad at 3-faction formats. Fun fact, I do wonder if we're due for another one next, if this is the last one. I just can't draft 3 colors, like, very well and figure it out a lot of the time. When you play another unit with mean view, you may stun one of your other units and keep it stunned. As long as it's stunned, this unit gets its... Ooh, that's so weird. So it steals stats from other stuff. Fascinating. That's a weird one.
More like the 1-faction format? Oh boy.
Ah, okay. Interesting. I think
And
Flame of Zolta was
pretty sure we gave up on
one of
this
the
one.
last ones that I played.
Yeah, this is a lot of the
Which means this
pairs.
one's like a weird format. Because, yeah, this was Mastery.
Yeah, I remember Mastery.
Yeah, these are actually cards that I recognize now. So this Flame of Zolta was the last one I played. Which I guess, I think that was a 3-color format now that I think about it. I'm not sure.
It was a weird... I feel like it wasn't 3-color. I feel like it was just really weird and grindy. It was really like... kind of just sat a lot of the time.
But yeah, these are all cards that I recognize on sight now.
Yeah, there were still all these in draft, I
That's
remember.
the one. Yeah,
That's
Defiance
yeah.
was the 3-color set, and
Yes.
Flame didn't totally remove the
Yes.
3-color aspect. But I think
Yes.
it really was... Defiance was the one that kind of put me off the game. And by the time that I got Zolta, that we got to Zolta, even though draft was not nearly as 3-colory in it, I was kind of like iffy on it, you know? I think I had just gotten tired enough with the game by that point that I was just like, I think I'm good with taking a break. And then we started playing Dicey, and that was really fun.
Yep.
Anyway, I think that's a good enough time to finish up. I actually really liked going over those packs, like the newer packs, and just talking about cards that I really like in draft and things like that. This format is really, really cool. I can't really speak to how it is in Constructed because I literally don't play Constructed. But I can absolutely say that the draft format was a super fun one to come back to. And I'm really happy that I did play it. I'm glad Ty just randomly decided to play Eternal, and that I decided to watch that stream and was like, holy shit, Inscribe is
I think I put it on.
a
didn't
wacky
I?
thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did.
It's my fault. I put on Ty's Eternal stream,
Yep.
and he was like, "Oh, that's all
Ooh.
good."
I will never give up my Svetya avatar. I
Very
love that
good.
avatar.
That's a bear.
It's also got like one of the best BM emotes that I never use. Because the special emote that you get with that is move. Move! You can just, it's basically like you can gong people with an emote that you paid for. And that's the good shit. Anyway, we will definitely be playing some more Environmental Station Alpha tomorrow. We will look to do probably our practice run for like the events and potentially take some notes.
Yep.
Get that going. Other than that, probably won't be streaming tomorrow, but on Sunday we will be back with Pyre. Pyre is really good so far.
Sports.
And of course, also on Sunday, GDQ starts. And
Sure
on
does.
Monday, I am gonna be on GDQ, which is just still fucking wild. I can't believe it happened.
So good.
I think we are gonna have a great time on GDQ.
It's gonna be fun.
Even, because the nice thing about it is, even if it's a total mess, like, you know, I'll still have been there. We'll still have plenty of stuff to talk about. It'll just give more time for donations.
Alright, well, we'll see you guys tomorrow morning
Tomorrow
or
or
Sunday.
Sunday. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Hard crimes.
Card crimes.